What's up, YouTube? We on another one. I want to take this time to invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you guys have not. Leave a comment. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, man, we getting real close to election. We got a few more weeks, and there's a few stuff I want to talk about, especially what's going on in Ohio. I know it's been spreading all around the internet or whatnot about the young lady in Ohio with her what she witnessed, what's going on in gun shops that she worked in or whatnot, and how illegals is able to do certain things. Um, what we got going on is in the United States is that we have one party that is trying to take rights away, um, specifically the Second Amendment rights, and the focus is taking law-abiding citizen guns and whatnot, and the Democrat side, the runner, vice president, can't hold her stories together. She keeps the same story over and over again. She tried to say she's with the Second Amendment, but then she always have a but that we need to ban assault rifles, quote unquote assault rifles. Um, like statistics we knows that handguns does, it's more involved in killings than quote unquote assault rifles. We know that. And when she was asked that question, she got extremely mad, changed the subject, and um, try to act like the question was never asked. And that's what she does all the time on a daily basis when she's confronted about um, banning guns and taking rights away. Everybody knows most people knows what that she's and what they are trying to do. And people need to wake up and see what's going on with this immigration. It's a lot going on. And allegedly, a young lady from Ohio, have worked in, I want to say, a gun shop. But I'll let her speak on that. And I put my 2 cents in afterwards.
Libby, you agree to be videotaped?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And what were you? What is it that you do?
So I no longer do it. I ended up leaving the job, but I used to work for a gun store in Springfield, Ohio.
And how recently was that?
This was last year. It's been within the last year.
Okay. And you left them about 2023 or sometime in 24?
It's been about 10 months since I left, so yes, 2023.
Okay. And what were you telling us about gun sales to folks who were undocumented?
So when I worked there, we would have about 10 to 15 Haitian men come in every day. Normally it was just one in the group that would try and purchase a firearm. Most of them did not have U.S. IDs. They had Mexican IDs. In other countries, I'm not really sure, but the most popular was Mexican. And they would come in trying to purchase firearms. And I was told that I had to process the sales just like everybody else, like I would any other customer. And I would, and they were going through just fine, even though they weren't U.S. citizens, so I would have to put them on the do not sell list so they were not getting firearms.
Okay. And so that's not supposed to happen.
No,
right.
No, because I was having U.S. citizens getting put on the do not sell list because they lived in a house that somebody who had lived there before had been on the do not sell list, so they were not allowed to purchase firearms.
Okay, but these were all going through.
Yes.
And you put them on a do not sell list, and then what happened?
I was told I was not allowed to do that because it was something with the Second Amendment.
Okay. And how many firearms do you think you sold during the time you were there in that situation?
Probably 40.
Okay. And usually groups of people, but one of them will try to get a gun?
Yes.
Okay. And Anything else you want to share, or things that you noticed when you were there that?
Just that there would be large groups. I had one incident. This gentleman came in and he did have his state ID. That was the only one that had an Ohio issued state ID. It did not have his current address on it, and this was my first issue that I've ever had with them. It was the first customer that I had with this Haitian. And asked him, is this your current address on the license? Because that's something we have to ask everybody. And he said, no, that's not my current address. I said, okay, then I cannot sell you this firearm right now. You're going to have to go to the DMV, get a change of address form, and then we can proceed. And then he looked at me and said, I'm just kidding, that's my address. And I told him, well, you already told me you don't live there, so I can't proceed with this transaction. And I got cussed out. He tried to physically take the gun out of my hands. And then my boss told me just to process it. It wasn't a big deal, even though if it was anybody else, I couldn't have done that. So.
Do you think that the gun stores are getting pressure, or how is it that they're approving all this stuff?
I genuinely, I have no idea. I do know that the store that I worked for, we were told we had to process it. I would call all the other gun stores in the area and tell them what was going on, not to accept it. And so I ended up having to call about 3 to 4 gun stores every time we have that issue.
Almost every day?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say?
I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Now you can see what this young lady had said. That's not me saying it. That's what she is saying, allegedly. Do I believe that? I sure do. Because I go off what they show me, not what they say, not what people, say to cover them or say things about. I go off the actions that I see. And I see what that administration have been doing the past 3.5 years. It's obvious. Here's the thing. You want to ban guns, well, quote unquote, assault rifles, from law abiding citizens. But if this is to be true, which I do believe, that illegals is allowed to purchase firearms, allegedly. Now, I do believe that. I do believe her story. And do certain gun stores get the okay to do that? I believe so. I believe so, allegedly. I can't say that for sure. I just go off what I see. And we all know that a lot of illegals, they commit their crimes, they get a slap on the wrist, and most of the time, 90+% of the time, they do not get deported. But they gotta make example out of one to try to show like they are actually doing something. They're not doing nothing, but they're doing everything for the migrants. Everything. We all know what they're doing. The problem I have is American citizens. A lot of American citizens do not want to take responsibility to speak on the truth. Especially the black community. Black community is so stuck on Democrat and so scared of, I guess, the Republican Party. Again, I'm not telling you guys how to vote. I will not do that. But me personally, I don't like what I see right now. I don't like what I've seen in the past 3.5 years. I don't like what I've seen in the past 20 years concerning black people, quote unquote, African Americans, but black people. We all know the black community is stuck on one side, but newsflash, both sides really is together. But I got some kind of feeling that I do think that Donald Trump is against their agenda. I just got a feeling. Maybe wrong, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the illegals purchasing firearms, if that may be true, allegedly. Um, I really do think that it's a high possibility that that is happening throughout the United States. You asked the question, why? Well, I have my own theory: control and money. So, what I tell you guys is to use your first mind and make your own decision. Other than that, prep, prepare, stock up, load up, train, protect yourself, protect your family. And on that note, I'm out of here. Loose with it.